Okay, I think we can call to order. Right, can you read the
Ferrari,
here?
Cola,
Here.
Friendly, here, Fitzgerald.
Here.
Close.
Yep.
Monroe. Yes. Stillman, Bentley,
Here.
Duffy.
Here.
and
Okay, you've received the meeting for the minutes for the meeting of July 11th. Are there any amendments? Hearing none, they're approved as submitted. My only report is to thank Alan for doing the minutes last week. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Any correspondence or announcements? There are none. Member forum, Ms. England would like to address the committee. You have 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Please, at the microphone, because they're recording. So. Be working.
That should be better. It'll go. Okay.
Okay.
Good morning. Want to thank everybody for volunteering on GAC. It really makes a big difference for those of us who enjoy golf. And I wanted to ask for a report, and it could be on the agenda later, for the meeting that was referred to Jeff Matheson for the issue. And secondly, an update on the tee box debris disposal. So that's all. Thanks.
That is,
That's it.
thank you. Okay, RWC board report, Mr. Bentley.
Well, the only thing that's coming up this month is the pickleball courts. The other stuff is still in the works, but it's probably not going to see it until next year on the bridges and the online. But the construction cost for the courts came in under what we thought it was going to be. So I think that, it's going to go in front of the planning committee, then it has to go in front of finance, and then it'll go in front of the board, and that'll all be happening next month. So we'll just see how everything goes.
It all happens in 1 month?
Yes, the planning meeting sees it first. Well, assuming it gets through each one of those is a stop point. So it goes through the planning committee. The planning committee will refer it to the finance committee. The finance committee will refer it to the board as it passes through. The board will have the final decision on it. And then the work will probably be getting started. Some of the work has to be done before the winter comes. And then some of the work won't matter whether winter's here or not, they can still do work. So, like I imagine the foundation piece of it, you don't want to dig a hole and turn it into a lake in the wintertime. So I'm assuming that those kind of, probably start, my guess, if everything goes okay, it would start late this year, sometime before winter, and finish up next year after winter.
And the replacing of the pipe.
That has to be done first.
Sure.
So when you see that start happening,
Yeah.
that's when the project will actually start going, because that has to be moved first. And then, well, you'll probably see a little bit of action ahead of time on that, because there's 5 trees to be removed. If everything goes ahead, they'll be removing 5 trees, and then they'll start changing the line. And then after that, they'll start the regular project, the foundation and all that stuff.
And Mark, then what are we going to do on the 18th green? Are we going to put a temporary green?
I don't think it has to be done.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yet to be determined. We really have to see what's going on, but I think we'll probably be able to. I mean, the replacement of the pipe is gonna take really just a short amount of time.
Oh.
So, once we get it going. So I don't think it'll be something of that magnitude.
And I think that the pipe, where the pipe is going to be going, is going to be skirting the edge of the golf course I think originally wasn't it going to go out to the middle and kind of go down where we're going to have to shorten up the green, but, now it's gonna come in and the trap that's on the right, it's gonna go be like right on the right of that trap, which is kind of, the fairway is still wide open. We're going in, so I don't really see a disruption in 18.
So between the trap and the basin, I don't,
But it'll be close to the trap.
Yeah.
Close to that bunker that's right there. Can't, cause it, just not too far from that. I don't have the numbers in feet or yards or anything, but
I could see where we might, move the flag up for a week. But again, that time of year, there's really, just to keep the workers safe,
that's what,
possibly. But again, I think the disruption will be very minor.
yeah, I think the only thing you'll be concerning yourself about is the safety of the people who are doing the work
Yeah.
while we are in play there. But that piece of it, I think is a very short time
Yep.
to do.
okay, great.
Ted, excuse me, is the cost of that, being kept quiet until it goes?
No, it's public, right? It's public right now. You can go on to rossmore.com. You can go to your corporate meetings and everything that we discussed at the planning meeting is in the agenda. The number is about 3,700,000 for the construction. I'm giving round numbers. There is a little cost contingency in there, 10%. And there, so you start adding up that, but then this project has been going on for 3 years. So you add in all of the pre-plans, the redo plans, the city doesn't want this, or they want to add something, even though it's an all metal building and concrete floor, it has to be, the fire department said it has to be sprinkled. But even though pretty much nothing in it other than the nets can burn. So they'll, so they added in a bunch of pieces in it. So every time they did it, the plans had to be redone. That also increased the cost of the pre-stuff. So the actual cost of the construction is about 3.7. And then you add in all that other stuff there and it'll be at whatever that cost is. When you look at the total project cost. Because we're gonna go back 3 years of everything we've been putting into this.
Oh, yeah, right.
So the cost did not include all of the other items that were added by the fire department, building department, whatever it may be.
Yes, again,
That's what I
it's all
thought.
done. The construction cost is about 3.7. 3.768,651.
Okay, I'm a little confused, forgive me. What I thought I just heard was it's 3.7, but the other stuff that was added had not been included.
No, I'm sorry. It, all that stuff, the construction cost is all into it.
Okay.
What you have is the 3-year project that came into it. A number of sound studies, all.
Where it was to now is now 3.7.
Yeah, but the actual construction is 3.7.
Good.
And I think that's about the only thing we'll be seeing action on this year for affecting the golf course.
Okay, very good. All right, club reports. Robin, please.
Good morning. The 18ers now have 133 members. Another 2 since last month. We had a request from the Niners at our board meeting last month, requesting the use of the dollar course for 3 days a year. Their jamboree, which they've always had, Weiser tournament and the spring fling, which is shared by the 18ers. So that's under discussion. There was the suggestion made that maybe the jamboree could be held on a Friday. But we need, I don't know, Mark, they talked to you about that?
Yes, intensely.
And we thought that might be a good suggestion because everybody's involved in it. And the only problem seemed to be getting the event center for the date. And I said, well, change the date. So anyway, it's under discussion by both clubs. Olivia Sue came and recapped the invitational. She's still getting a lot of accolades for the wonderful party she put on. And Lee Schaefer was appointed chair of the nominating committee. Secretary, our treasurer are going to stay, but we need a co-chair for next year. So that's in the works. And our handicap tournament started yesterday. Will continue next Thursday. It's a 2-day tournament. And we have a guest day coming up towards the end of August. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Judy, the Niners?
Okay, we have 162 for membership. The second general meeting was completed or was held, and I wasn't there, but I heard that there was problems with the food that was delivered. Anyway, so that got straightened out and people got rebates on that. The TOC has just been completed as of yesterday, and I looked on the board, Yen's son won, there's a gold section and also a red section, and she won in the red, and will go to represent Rossmore at the Wingan event. And there were 3 winners in the gold section, so anyway, 3 flights. Okay, we're getting ready for match play in September, and that's going well at this point. And I think that's it.
Right, thank you. Pat, men's club.
Debbie. Thank you. The men's club, this year, as of this date anyway. Membership is now up to 320 total. That includes 317 resident members or active members, and plus 23 resident guests and 3 golf shop members, so a total of 320. Yesterday we held our home tournament and hosted Crow Canyon and Bayonet. I mean, that was Wednesday, not yesterday. Next Wednesday, we'll be visiting Round Hill for an away tournament. And it'll be followed up with Twilight on the 22nd, and then a visit to Contra Costa Country Club on the 27th. Open play dates for Wednesday are continued to be filled with assorted games, including skins, 4-man scrambles, and a possible 3-club and putter team play, which, by the way, the invitation for that came out this morning, so I'm a little behind on it, so. And then finally, there was an article in the newspaper that mentioned that the RWC board is bringing back the issue that was shelved several years ago regarding water supply for Rossmore, whether it be water reclamation, local, or whether it be a regional effort, which I guess is still going to be reviewed and decided on. There wasn't, glad Sam said one of the articles did say that the cost, when it was discussed at that time, was upwards of $212 million. And I think we were missing a decimal point there, unless you were talking about the regional cost.
Oh, that's a regional cost.
That was total regional, so,
Yeah.
because I remember that the cost at the time for reclamation was around $20 million. So I thought maybe it was a decimal point missing.
No, that's.
So, my point is simply that, as a men's club, I'm going to make a recommendation that the men's club board, encourage the RWC board to pursue that, actively pursue it and all possibilities to get additional water supply here for Rossmore. The time has come, and the costs just keep going up and up and up as we left off last time. It was understood that we couldn't afford to do it ourselves, and it was going to be possibly more in tune towards a regional solution. However, that was, I think, recognized that it could have been years and years away, because the surrounding communities just aren't prepared to do that at the moment. But I do hope that there are going to be some subsequent meetings and some discussions on that here, and that we, as either the GAC and or the clubs, could take an active part in those discussions and see if we can get this problem hopefully solved. I'm not sure if that's the right. It will be solved, but nonetheless, get it on board to on track to go forward with. near future. That's what I have.
All right, Kurt, Hackers, please.
Thank you. Happy Hackers membership is 141. And we have a scramble set for the 16th, Saturday, 16th of this month, and no social this month. And that's all I have because we haven't had our board meeting yet this month.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Mark.
Morning, everybody. So let's get started. I'll start with the golf management report, some of the stuff I handed out this morning. Sorry, you didn't get more time to review or look at that. It's just the circumstances of when the meeting was and when the reports actually got out, but I'll try and cover as much territory as I can. And even my report is a little behind in just a few days. So, as I talk about here, I know we've done over 7,800 rounds. As you can see, report, we actually did over 8,000 rounds, 8,104, quite a large total. That compares with last July when we did 6,643. So that is quite a hefty change on a month where you know you're just not going to have that big a difference, except that perhaps last July, if our memory serves us, it was maybe warmer and we lost some afternoons to play because it just was so hot. And this July has been very mild, so that's probably it. I can tell you in August of 2024, we did 7,800 rounds, so we'll be pushed to get to that number this month. We'll see how it goes. But the overall is very good. As you can see, I've kind of tried to put it encapsulate the ideas of what things have led to that. It's golf is very popular. We have reasonable fees, I think, across the board. Wonderful weather that we've experienced and the golf course conditions, but still we're at 44,622, a 12.2% increase over last year. And that's really good news. When it comes to the money, which is on the financial report, page 2, you see we've collected over $1,190,000. Whether it's the budget number or the actual, we're well above where we thought we would be at this point in the year. I would also have you look at the percentage changes there in the very lower right-hand corner. Those have got to be wrong. It's more than 1.9. I think it's more like 11.9. So I will talk to the finance department, the accounting department, make sure those are correct, because it's more in the 11, 12, 13% increase. And we'll get that corrected. But anyway, very good news there. All categories again are up. It doesn't really matter which category you're looking at. When you look at the golf shop on page 3, really good news here. All categories are up. I mean, golf cart rentals are up much higher than 24 or what we were budgeting. Golf lessons also, driving range, golf cart sales. I mean, all categories are just, it explains why we're so tired in the golf shop. It's good news across the board there. And then when you break it down even further for the golf shop on page 4, what I'm happy to report is, percentage changes there, which are correct at the far end on the right. Really only shoes are down a little bit and golf bags, but other things, I mean, my goodness, menswear up 26%, golf clubs 17%. Everything is going really well. So that's, I mean, something like golf cart rental, 20% increase, you just wouldn't expect that. But that's kind of where we are. It's, excuse me, in golf cart, the wrong line in there. That's 41%. It's just amazing what we're doing there. So any questions on the financial report?
I do have one
Yeah.
question. Looking at the golf course cash receipts
Mhm.
and the pro shop cash receipts.
Okay.
If you add those totals up for year to date, they don't equal the figure that's on the other kind of a summary sheet. And also there's that report that comes out sometimes with the bar chart.
Yes. Yeah.
And, I ran into this because I was reporting on this last month to the RWC board.
Mhm.
I said, wait, if they're looking at this, the numbers all don't add up. I'm just wondering why this report doesn't equal what's on the other two CAP reports.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that for right now, since I just got them 2 days ago, but I can look at that. It could be that there's some, like, when you look at the golf sales report, which is this one here, that's the one you're talking about. It just, that. Yeah, I think it's this one here, the summary.
Yeah, that one.
It could be, it just doesn't have all the numbers in there. It really is just a few categories: merch sales, card sales. It doesn't have the finer stuff like the member charges, the credit book, the things like that, perhaps.
Well, it's actually higher.
Yeah,
You come-
again,
these two.
I really can't answer it when I only have, yeah, I don't know.
I guess that,
I'll get with I need to get the county department on those other numbers anyway, so I'll ask them about that too.
I think that they should, accounting in me.
They should total out. You're absolutely right. I agree with that. So I'll have to get more info for you. Hopefully by next month, I'll
Agree.
have them updated.
Could we get, or are we going to get these, sent to us, on a computer? Or are we just gonna use these?
It's just a matter of when the reports are done.
I'm just saying, since you had to do them,
Oh, will they now send them out?
will they send it
They usually are.
us again?
Yeah, I know that. If they have enough time, yeah. This month they just don't have enough time. I will ask Deborah and Jory to see if they'll.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether I need to scan all these and
Sure.
send it to my group and or I'll get them again, so.
Right. I will make a note, Pat, and see if I can get Jory to send those out.
Jory's
new
Not Julie.
Joy's- Yeah, Joy has a new
That's
job.
right.
Actually, she's working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
She's trying to do this plus her other job.
Yeah. Deborah.
The only question I have is that as we're coming up with this, yeah, I'm looking at the increase in the cart rentals and stuff.
Yeah,
How we doing on the carts? Are we like up against the wall sometimes?
all the time. Yeah, we're talking about it daily. I mean, just, I mean, we have conversations with people saying, we really put 2 people in the cart. This morning it happened. We had 2 people that showed up and wanted to have individual carts in the same group, said, can't do it. You guys are gonna have to share, ride together. We just can't do that. You're gonna have to ride. And then we have that conversation quite often, because we can't have, a group that has 2 rental carts, each having their own, or a situation where you have, 3 rental carts. We don't even allow them. We just don't allow 3 rental carts in the same group. You've got to team up. There's just no way. I don't have enough carts. So,
Chad, can I say something? I think Mark was.
Why you gotta ask?
No, I know what you're talking with Mark about. Mark was gone when they sent a marshal home, because we had no carts.
yeah, we've done that before.
Once when Mark was here.
Yeah.
And that tells you how hard it is to get carts.
We do, the shows for, new clubs for the golfers and everything else. Do we ever do, a golf cart new and used sale? With the people who are big in this, community who, I know of a couple of them that service this community on golf carts. And if, you know what I mean, instead of just just having a day where you're gonna have some golf carts out there where they can sell them and new and
Oh.
used.
Yeah, we have had a couple of those companies come in. I think we did it last year.
But I think they only had new.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are, the sticker price on a new one can be kind of daunting now.
Yeah, the used get ticked off very quickly in these neighborhoods right now because of that. I mean, carts are not sitting around. If somebody puts one up for sale, it's gone. Because just your point. So used carts. That market doesn't really exist right now because people are buying them up. Yeah, it's a tight market. Anything else there? I've got the financial reports you want to get out to you. I'll keep going on my report if you
Oh,
want.
yeah, go ahead. Just one quick thing, and I know I brought it up before and you were looking into it. It was a while ago, but, I'm still being asked whether we could expect, rear view mirrors in the golf course.
No, we will not. I checked into it and yeah, they're not coming. So, not available in the rental parts. Yeah. So rest of the report goes like this. There's a lot of grass on the golf course right now. I think we can all agree on that. Probably the most we've ever had for a month, and when we enter into August. I think Blake's done a good job managing the water, and that's a good thing. The pump house has been working well. I can tell you though, the bad news. The bad news is we are finally seeing that decrease in the creek that we thought we would see when air conditioners go away. We are right now anticipating probably adding $100,000 to the budget next year in water. For sure. That's how much over we're going to be, which is gonna affect budget, but that's where we're at. The last 2 years, we have not been able to do any reduction in turf. So that's a problem. We could have mitigated it a little bit, but that didn't happen. So along with rising costs, which are 7-8% every year, and the lack of air conditioning water coming through the system. I can see Sam scribbling right now in the back there. I mean, I talked to Jeff yesterday. I'm anticipating my budget right now that that's just the way it's gonna be. And this will be an ongoing problem, which feeds right into Pat's concern. And that's the new reality, that we're gonna have to be more vigilant with water as we move forward, that's for sure. But saying that, we have the golf course, I think is in pretty good shape. There are things we're not happy with. Certainly one of the big projects this winter, we've already talked about, is continue to work on the approaches. They have not come in the way we had hoped. We're gonna overseed those, punch them and overseed them, see if we can get those in better shape. But that's been a disappointment because a lot of them should be in better shape than they are. So we have some grass, which if you go years back, we didn't have any sometimes on the front of the approaches. So it's better, but it's not to the standard we want to have. So we're going to keep working on that. And that'll be also part of our budgeting process. As far as outside events on Mondays, they've been fantastic. We've seen good, as far as the number we've had has been great. We already have a change on this. We now have one on August 11th. This is next Monday. The one on the 25th has moved to September 29th. And then we have our last events on October 6th, 13th, and 27th, and that'll be it for the rest of the year, but they've been very good. The other part of the information that you see there is that it's been amazing how many requests I've had this year. I had a tournament a couple weeks ago, and I had 2 guys come up from the tournament saying, man, this is fantastic. Can we get our event here? That we're playing that event. They want another event. So I have half a dozen requests. I have no place to put them. I don't have an event center. I don't have the golf course availability. We need to have the golf course available for maintenance work. So if I add more there, that's a problem. And I know the walkers would be a problem. So adding more events at this point doesn't seem logical with all those other factors. But it is remarkable, the request amounts that I get. We're entering the budget season. I just mentioned that. I am putting that together right now. I can tell you right now, I don't see in my suggestions right now, I don't see the daily, which went up last year for residents, guests going up, but I am anticipating that we'll see a move in the card sales, which hasn't gone up, the annual and the quarterly going up a little bit. In response to water, in response that hasn't gone up in a couple of years. So I'm looking at that and looking at, pricing that out, but that could be one change that I would certainly put in front of the board coming up here in September. The Ockalani's girls golf team gets started on August 13th. The team will have tryouts and practices, and they're on Wednesdays and Fridays, just like the boys in the spring. About 3:30, 4 o'clock is when we'll be on the golf course. The last demo day of the summer is the Payne Golf Company on August 15th. It's been a very successful year for those, as you know, by just the numbers in club sales this year. Greens verification begins at the end of the month with the 9-hole course. And then we follow in September after Labor Day with the front and back of Dollar Ranch. And at that point, then we'll start working on tees, approaches, and fairways as we move through late fall and winter. And I think that's all I've got on that. I can move to superintendents, but do you have any questions on all that I gave you? There's a lot of stuff there. Yes.
I do. I have two items. First, is there an update on the tee box collection issue?
So there are 2 boxes on each tee. At least they put them out. I've seen them. So I believe they're on the red and the white tees.
I don't believe that's.
No,
They're not,
Cause I was out there and saw them on, yeah,
Starting at 18 or the 18 and the 9.
both golf courses.
you know, they're not on the,
Okay, well, I will check that again.
the other thing I noticed about the tee boxes is one of the problems is I think we made them too small. Cause if you're standing there trying to throw a broken tee into that little box, maybe Steph Curry could do it, but I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, right now, that's what we're gonna have, because we have no budget for buying new ones, so everybody's gotta walk over and put it in and stop being Steph Curry. But yeah, I hear you, they are what they are.
all right.
Yeah, I'll check on that.
Thanks.
I'm talking. Huh?
I'm not sure that was even, this isn't part of it necessarily.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I talked to Blake about that. He told me he instructed the staff and I swear I see some out on the 18. I played the other day. But I will check it personally. Okay,
There's supposed to be two on each.
there should be two on this too. Yeah,
My second issue, or not an issue, but question has to do with bunkers. I noticed this week on, I think, 2 or 3 occasions, there were guys out reconditioning
Mhm.
bunkers.
Mhm.
Is there a program to do that on a ongoing basis? I heard there was.
so what's happening on that right now is we've gone through every bunker and we have pushed sand back up on the edges, and then we're buying sand and putting sand into the bunkers. So that's what'll be at the bottom. So it's kind of a program right now. Yes, it's something we do occasionally. We're not gonna have any contract work this year, it looks like done. We usually rebuild some bunkers. That isn't gonna happen. The contractors are not available. We can't get anybody in here. So, we are working on the bunkers in that fashion, which is not unusual. We do that, yeah.
Okay, the second issue on that is that I received a comment from somebody about the practice bunkers. That basically the practice bunkers, and I think I kind of agree with it, are unplayable because the conditions in the practice bunkers don't match the conditions that are actually on the course. There's basically dirt in the practice bunkers, which is rigged. So it looks fine when you go into it, but see that it's hard. And is there a possibility that we can get some sand in those bunkers?
Those are part of the program where.
They are?
Yeah, putting sand in those too. So yeah, we're gonna go through bunkers and put new sand in. We've purchased some that'll be here, and you saw the first stage, which was to push it. When we go in and rake the bunkers
Yeah,
with the, the moving vehicle, the Sand Pro it's called. I mean, it's quick. It gets us around the golf course in the morning to prep it. It's nice but it over time, the sand drops in. It just doesn't stay up on the sides. So you have to do this program where you go in and physically have labor move the sand up on the sides and then add sand. So yeah, that's something that's going on right now, and practice bunkers will be part of that.
okay, super, thank you.
Yeah.
Mark, are we, experiencing any, problems with, mowing equipment still? Do we have?
No, where we have problems is where we have problems right now. We're better there. Where we have problems right now is we don't have anybody on the mower.
We don't have one, sorry?
We don't have manpower on the mowers. We have 2 people out. We have one long-term that's been out almost all year. We have another one that was injured, minor, thank goodness, but he's been gone for 2 weeks. We had a retirement, we replaced one. We have a very small crew right now.
The reason I ask is that, a short while ago, the fairways were really looking like country club fairways. They were in really great shape. This past tournament we had this past Wednesday, was difficult discerning the fairways from the rough.
Yeah, our frequency dropped our frequency has dropped because we don't have the butts in the mowers. Can't mow if you don't have somebody to mow it. So that's the problem. Yeah. I can't explain it any better than that. I can't, I mean, if we have vacations and injuries and time off days, which are all legal, that's, then you only have 6 guys on a day, which is true. If you only have 6 gentlemen out there.
It seems to be that my call that I made, or a question I had, several meetings ago to, could we be looking for more manpower? Should we be looking for more manpower, to request that from the RWC? since we're planning a heck of a lot more rounds now, the course is well used, the money is coming in. We could possibly use one or two more.
Sure, it'd be nice to have filled that assistant superintendent position too. That would have been awesome. And that's somebody that we really could put on a mower and help us. That position's unfilled at this time.
There's still nothing available.
The people we have gotten in for applications do not fit the bill when we get them in an interview. And unfortunately, bad news, there are 3 assistant positions open right now at very high-end clubs, Mayakama, Contra Costa, and they're gonna get that position filled before we do. That's reality. So, unfortunately, I don't see us filling that probably this year, the way it's going.
Yeah.
Hate to bring that news, but that's where it's at.
Yeah, Mark,
Should we all hold hands here at some point? I sound like Debbie Downer. I really don't need to be that way, but it's just the reality. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Mark, on Wednesday when we were playing, I noticed that there were several wet spots on the golf course, real wet spots. Like 13 in front of the green. It was so wet that the ball almost buried on the approach. So
Adjustments are ongoing. I can tell you. Yeah, yeah. And we're entering that now as we get to September. As you see every year, now the shadows play a part. So you're gonna see us constantly having to go out there. Blake is making those changes. He's got George, but it's gonna be a little tougher because Leck retired, so it's training. But I can tell you, it's something we deal with every fall as that sun changes and those shadows get longer. You have some areas that get a little wetter because we're still trying to water areas. And then other areas get wet because they may be in more shade than they were 60 days ago. That's what happens.
You know, in light of what Alan just said on number 13 this past Wednesday, I'm complaining because I think I lost at least a shot, maybe more. And a perfect shot going into the green, and all it needed to do was bounce up and get there, and it hit a tire mark, and it was a deep tire mark or 2 or 3 from the maintenance vehicle because of the big, you can see the tire treads on. And it was right there in front, so you couldn't get up onto that green by hitting before jumping up. It just hit there and died. So it's just to mention to the workers, guys, you can do those things. I know you gotta work around them, but perhaps they should be able to get out of the vehicle and smooth them down a little bit after they roughed them up. I'm being critical, but it's part of play.
Okay. Superintendent,
Anything else?
oh,
Just one quick question. One of the gals wondered if we could have sand on the course, on the dollar course. And it seems to me that I've seen buckets of sand in a couple of places. I couldn't tell you where they were.
There's a large one around the first tee. So if you have your can or,
I think I saw one somewhere else, but anyway, I'm just bringing up the
there's
question.
definitely one on the first tee. So they can get sand right away before they go out and play. It's right by the first tee and it's on both golf courses that way.
Okay.
So it is available. You have to bring your own container.
Oh, yeah.
I know some places have,
Should have them on the court.
like sand bottles around the golf course. We don't have that.
No, no,
We
no.
do have sand available. on
I
the
meant
first-
sand to refill the bottles. I think that's what they're asking.
Yeah, it's there on the first tee.
All right, I'll pass it on. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, superintendent's report. Domestic water rates have skyrocketed. Our domestic water costs this year are going to exceed budget substantially. This year, there appears to be much less water in the creek, and that's what I just talked about. And so there we are with that. We are again experiencing a labor shortage. Medical leave is extended to one of our crew members until November. The worker began leave in April. We recently lost another crew member for 4 weeks. No end in sight on that. We are 3 workers short during July as other workers take normal vacations. It is necessary to schedule staff 7 days per week at Rossmore. The workers that work on weekends must take 2 days off on a weekday. So this just explains what we just talked about. Fertilizer and herbicide combination fertilizer that we normally apply this time of year to eradicate clover is no longer available in California. We'll use the same type of organic fertilizer that we used in our greens to fertilize the golf course. It'll be necessary to spray the clover with a herbicide later. We're trying to eradicate some kikuyu grass. We have sprayed the kikuyu grass growing in the collars and the tees. is necessary to make 3 applications to eradicate that type of invasive species. So we'll continue to do that this fall. We've completed the task of turning around the sprinklers, which we started about a month ago. Unfortunately, exposing the sprinklers has indicated many sprinklers are below grade. The performance of the sprinklers that are below grade is greatly reduced. So that's a project that's now on there, is to go around and raise sprinkler heads. That takes a lot of hours and manpower, which I just told you we have very little of. So this will be a project that takes us a while to get to and do a better job of, but it will happen.
All right, Mr. Fuller, I see you're here. Are you going to report?
Yeah, a couple of things. I'm back at, going back to the relief. Marshall, Tom Stinson has taken his place, who actually is replaced from Marvin. Dell, I got word through somebody over there that she's putting her house up for sale September today. So Dell will be leaving probably next 5 to 6 weeks. We have 6 people that are pretty well prospected. Mark and I haven't had a serious talk with them, but we will do that once we get a confirmed date on Dell. Dell just can't give us a confirmed date. Her house down in LA is, I think, stuck in the building stage. But she claims she's gonna go live with her son in Las Vegas until it's built. So I really don't know. She has not given us a firm date, but she did say it's gonna go up for sale now. And so we'll see what happens along the line, but we have some pretty good people that are waiting in the wings to come aboard. Tom Beckett, anybody lives in Eagle Ridge knows Tom. He's on 4 committees. I did not know Tom was a general contractor. So any work done there, he's the first guy that inspects it. So he is really busy, and it just was too hard for him to take a full-time position.
So how does he work? What's the arrangement with him?
His basic thing is supposed to be, you go to the hospital and they say, oh, we misjudged you, we gotta do an operation, you're gonna be off for 5 weeks. We're supposed to fill in for that. If Pat wants to go in front of the Rossmore Walnut Creek Board and talk about something, he can't work that day, he will cover for him.
So he's available to cover when you need him, but he's not available to cover
No,
on a regular
He
basis.
can't, his regular basis.
But we're only asking 1 day a week, right?
I know, but he just can't do his regular basis because his day a week. Also, no matter what day it is, his meetings are almost every other day.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so, he's always trying to cover and switch with people. And it was a hassle for him and a hassle for everybody else. So he just kind of stepped out from it, said, yeah, I can do it part-time. And he's a good man to have out there.
Okay,
And that's all I got to say.
all right. Let's finish.
Wait a
I
minute.
just, there was a Tom on the course yesterday, Marshall, and was
Yeah.
that Beckett or
That's Stinson.
Stimson?
That's the new-
Stimson, okay, just curious.
He's been
I
around
confused
here
myself,
for
trying to say
years.
his name is Tom.
He's one of the few people besides the guy over here. He probably can talk to you about the part 3 on 18.
Okay, all right.
He played, where's the part 3 on 18?
All right, unfinished business, the GAC charter review. Pat and I had a meeting, last week with Jeff Matheson, Leanne Himaji and Ms. Matola. And I think the result of that meeting was that this item will not go forward. Would you agree with that, Pat? Yeah, okay, so that is a dead item. Any new business that we should put in? Yes.
Yes, I have, an issue that, was brought to my attention, that about food options for the folks who cannot eat gluten during the golf luncheons and the twilight dinners. There used to be a box on the envelope on Twilight that you could check if you had food requirement. Well, with the Golf Genius, we don't have that anymore.
The Twilights are a men's club event, so it would be Endicott that should.
I gotta talk to Gould, he's the moderator.
Gould, yeah.
It's also for all the men's events, the scrambles and the Wednesdays, there's no food option.
Yeah, there's a meeting on Monday with the board. I may not be able to attend that meeting, however, I'll make sure that the president of the board gets a message to discuss it.
The men's club, okay, just okay. Just remember that it's an ADA issue. Food allergies are covered by ADA.
All right, if there's nothing further, then the next meeting will be September 12th, 9 AM in this room, and we are adjourned.